Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 10. Husbands are to profess their love, provide for their wives and family and children, and protect. I've been meaning to teach this since Wednesday's episode when Jose cussed Rachel out and kicked her out and locked the door on her. But I needed to make sure I have enough time to get in this thing. How many of you read 23 Types of Guys? In 23 Types of Guys, I talked about the 3 P's of a good husband. Good husband. The 3 P's of a good husband: profess his love, provide, and protect. And so, ladies, when you are dating, what is dating? Dating is about gathering data so that you can form an informed decision. What is an informed decision? The informed decision you need to form is, should I marry this man? Will he be able to profess his love for me, provide for me, and protect me? A lot of women, most women, choose their husbands based on emotions, nothing else. This is why we have so many naked wives. That's another one of my books available on Amazon. Are you a naked wife? Have you been a naked wife? Are you engaged? And are you going to be a naked wife? Okay. Welcome back to Church Girls. And Faith Girls want to get married too. We want to get married over here at the Church Girls. Okay. We just want to marry, choose the right husband. Come on, somebody. You must choose the right husband. Proverbs 18:22. He that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtained favor from the Lord. So all of this week we talked about how men are finding their wives. There are something specific that they want. They're not just gonna marry you just to marry you. They want to make sure you line up, match up into what they want. I told you all about the dusty, even the dusty. Even, I have to go back and get that clip. Even the dusty said, I want a low maintenance wife. What does that mean? Low standards. You might as well say low standards. Somebody that's going to take him and love him for him. That's what he said. I want somebody to love me for me. How many of y'all know only unaccomplished men say, I want to be loved for me? Vinny said the same thing, didn't he? And Brianna is taking care of him, and he's spending her money like baby drink formula. Allegedly, according to the word on the streets. Okay. And so, ladies, it behooves you and me to choose better men. If we want to change this thing, women, these bad marriages, bad choices, baby mama, he's not paying the child support, he ain't work. I read something this morning, I couldn't believe it. By the way, be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, share this out if you can. Be sure to check out Auntie's advice. I was over at Auntie's house on Tuesday. We're going to try to hook up again this week. If you haven't subscribed to Auntie's channel, run over to Auntie's advice and check her out. Awesome woman of God. Teach the word, with a little spice. She's awesome. I love her to life. Okay. Also, we're congratulations to Messiah. She got her channel approved. We're going to be helping Kimberly. Anybody else that we need to help, leave it in the comments for me. I was reading this morning on Facebook. She says, My cousin left her husband and he keeps accusing her of cheating, but really she left him because he makes twice what she makes and was still insisting on her paying half the bills. Sis says she would just rather pay all her bills and not be bothered by him. Now, that's a before marriage conversation. That's before marriage. Why was that not worked out before they got married? Over here, I encourage women, know what you want. A husband is a choice. You get to choose him. If you want 100%, you need to marry 100%. If you want a 50-50, you need to marry a 50-50 man. You do not. What women do is you marry the Dusties, the 50-50s, excuse me, and then you want him to become 100%. You married the Gills, who probably can't even do 50%, but you want him to be 100%. And first of all, number one, that's not fair, especially if he is not able to. He can't pay the mortgage if he don't have the money. Do you understand? So husband is a choice you choose before. Now, this shouldn't be after we get married. No, you want me to pay. That even shouldn't be a discussion after you got married. Now, I want to focus on this week about husband, profess, provide, protect, Zach,
This is Lexi,
the Dusty, and Josita. Where is my tambourine? Okay. Oh, I thought I took the picture. I didn't put the picture up here. We're gonna focus on these three men in husband, profess, provide. I'm not gonna focus on Johnny, because Johnny has a lot of stuff he needs to work out, and yeah, he needs to go to counseling. I'm not gonna focus on Ryan either because we don't have enough data on Ryan. This is why I like him. Somebody said in my comment this morning, I didn't even respond because she's simple. Oh my God, you call Gill the firefighter a Dusty, but you love Ryan. Explain it. And I didn't respond because obviously she didn't watch the videos. Ryan, we need some more information on Ryan. Okay. We need some more information on Ryan. But Ryan he's a Southerner. Texas men like to provide for their family. But anyways, we're going to focus on these three. Zach, the Dusty, and the abuser, because after what Jose did, he's an abuser. And let me tell y'all, there is no difference between what Gill has been doing all season. There's no difference between him doing this and Jose kicking Rachel out. Why there's no difference? It's abuse. It's abuse. Y'all don't see this as abuse because this is what your husband do to y'all, and you think it's cute, but it's not cute. It's verbal abuse. It's emotional abuse. It's psychological abuse. There are different forms of abuse. Okay, we just focus more on the physical abuse, but y'all don't look at this and call this abuse. This is why I don't understand why women are still going so strong for him, because he has verbally abused and psychologically abused Merla throughout this whole season. Anyways, moving along. Zach, I know a lot of you guys come over here and you're angry at me when I said I'm not for young people getting married, because you and your husband got married 20 years ago and y'all is still going good. But if you read the Bible, you would know that the Bible says each generation is weaker than the generation before. I could be Zach's mother because my daughter is 27 years old. Okay. And 20 years ago, when I was dating for marriage, I was 19, 20 in my college. So I was 24, 25. I wanted to marry him. My father said, no, absolutely not. You love him more than he loves you, and he is not ready to provide for you. And see me, I was in school, and he was making $5.25 an hour. Do you all remember $5.25 an hour? And we was gonna get us a 1-bedroom apartment, and we was gonna be lovely. My father said, no, absolutely not. 20 years ago, men 20 years ago and men 20 years later are not the same. They're not. How many of y'all know they're not the same? So yeah, you marry your husband 25 years ago, and you got married at 19 and he was 20, y'all still together. Different men. And let me add, 99.9999% of y'all that got married 19 and 20, y'all struggled. And this is why I'm telling my girls, don't do it. Do not marry a man who is unaccomplished, unqualified, and unprepared to profess, provide, and protect. So a lot of you ladies, thank you for your testimony, but you forgot to tell us that y'all struggled. The only people that didn't struggle are the people who their family might have helped them. They had a little money and the family helped them, and so they didn't struggle. But most of y'all that got married, 19 and 20, y'all struggled. Tell me I'm lying. You struggled because he didn't have nothing. You didn't have nothing. Y'all just loved each other, and y'all got married and struggled and stayed in 1-bedroom until 20 years later is your celebratory. Ain't nobody trying to struggle for 20 years just to make it 20 years later. Wait for the man to be prepared. Now, Zach, we don't know much about his finances other than he's in some techie, but he's a Duke guy. These guys they can always get jobs, get good jobs. They're like, Zach is like my husband, his frat brother's child. They could get a job any day of the week, okay? They got jobs just my husband get emails. My husband has a headhunter, emails. Oh, this is available. You want it? You want to look at it? No. Okay, he's that type. So he has the ability to provide. He also said that he's been wanting to get married. I don't believe it, but okay, since he said it, he's professing. Zach's problem is his immaturity. He is immature. He is not emotionally there. He is not walking 100% in his masculinity. None of us is. I'm not 100. Women are not 100% feminine, and men are 100% masculine. It's like 75, 25 or 85, 15, but it's not, okay? Because we have both masculinity and femininity inside of us. For example, I'm off YouTube and I'm yeah. Honey, when I come off, cousin Janice, I leave her on YouTube. When my husband travels for work, and when my husband travels and he's gone for a minute and I come home, it's like I can feel my masculinity coming on me like a cloak. I kid you not. I come in the house. Come on, kids. Yeah. Check the door. Come on, Lexi. Check the door. Get the alarm. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Why? He's not here. And I feel it. It comes on me. And you know what I noticed one time? Every time my husband was gone, stuff would happen. Everything would be great until he's not here. The water heater broke. Until I noticed what the devil was doing when my protection was not here. This is when the devil would show up, until I bind the devil. I mean, all kinds of stuff. The baby would get sick, had to bring the baby to the hospital. He couldn't walk. All kinds of stuff. I knew it was the devil. So Zach is not yet at the place where he is walking fully in his masculinity, and he can appreciate a woman walking in her femininity. Zach is going to be ready 35, 40. He'll be ready. He's not ready at this time. Okay? Because profess, provide, protect. If you do 2 and 1, how many of y'all know that's not complete? Now, I want to remind you that husband is a picture of Christ. A husband represents Christ in the earth. The wife represents the church and the earth. Ladies, this is why you don't marry unprepared. This is why you don't marry these men. You don't marry them. They're not ready. They're not prepared. They're incapable. Now, what does it mean to profess? John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Verse 17. For God sent not his son into this world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He's confessing. Romans 10:9. If you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus Christ, believe in your heart God raised him from the dead, you shall be saved. With the heart man believe, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. Come on, somebody. So even Jesus said when he was here, come unto me, all you heavy laden, and I will give you rest. He told his disciples, I am going away to prepare a place for you. And when I'm ready, when it's ready, I will come back and receive you. So let me ask y'all, foolish woman, something. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, the manifestation of God, God in the flesh, had to go and prepare. What about your Dusty, Pookie, Tyrone, Ray Ray? What about them? I just want to know. Okay, now the next man we're going to talk about, husband, is Jose. Josita, they call him. Very few men is financially capable of providing for a wife and family. Very few. You don't have a lot of men who makes enough money to provide without his wife income. It's not a lot. Okay. Jose is able to do that. We hear him professing, I want to protect my wife. I want to provide for her. I want to take care of her. I have worked hard my life to do this. I know I'm going to have a wife and a family. And so I have a house and I have my savings and I have money and I want to take care of my wife. That's good, right? Isn't that a beautiful thing? As husband provide, husband is to protect. So Jose can profess, he can say what I want my wife, protect, provide. He can provide, but he doesn't protect. Because men like Jose use their God-given anointing to provide, protect, profess, and abuse their wives. This is why there's a whole lot of abuse going on in the church. You have the power and the authority to provide and protect your wife. And instead of you providing and protecting her, you are telling her to get out. You went to bed and your wife is not in the house. My husband would never, not that I'm out. I don't go out at nights, okay? I don't go out. But first of all, I wouldn't be out at nights without my husband. Ain't no way. He wouldn't be. He's like, where you at? I'm taking a taxi. I'm getting me an Uber. Never, okay? Never. But I don't go out. Once I come home after work, I'm home. Jose uses his ability and his preparation to be able to provide for a wife, and now he has weaponized it by telling her to get out. Sir, you are her provider and her protector. Where is she supposed to go? This is why I keep telling y'all. My daddy said, make sure you see a man angry before you marry him. Don't you dare marry a man and you don't see him angry, because when you see him angry, it will tell you how he is going to act towards you when he is angry. And so he can profess, he can provide, but he cannot protect his wife because Jose weaponized his ability to provide and profess the love. This is why you need to date and gather the data. The next one we're going to talk about is the Dusty. How many of y'all know that most women marry the Dusty? Most women marry the Gills of the world. This is why so many women are angry at me and angry at Merla. Because how many of you know, like my daddy says, by this time you're almost 40. You're supposed to have your sugar honey iced tea together. You should not be 40 talking about I'm saving in my 401k that you just started last year that has pennies in it because you're cheap, so you're not maxing out. He probably can't max out anyways. He don't have the money to max out. He don't have the financial ability to max out. So he's definitely not maxed out. He's probably putting in the bare minimum in his 401k. My 401, I save in my 401k. Which fool? And the foolish woman is on the thing talking about he said his savings in 401k, and I'm like, dumb. You are letting us know you're financially illiterate because a 401k is not for emergencies. It's not for house. It's not for your savings. It's for retirement. You're not supposed to touch it. Yes, you can borrow for a house. But how many of y'all know the government is going to tax you out your behind? It's not supposed to be for emergencies. Can you take money from your emergency? Yes, you can. But it's not for that, because you're supposed to have an emergency account, a backup. I told y'all we lost our check in the hurricane. I gotta do a video on my truck, and it's just a lot of stuff that had to be done, and the rental company gave us the car, but the car was for like $1,500 and for 30 days basically. And so when we got the car, when the hurricane happened, the insurance company had no cars available. It's shortage of cars. And so my husband on his own went and said, well, he's gonna go rent a car. Well, he went and rent a car at the airport. And how many of y'all know they charge a whole lot more than the regular car the insurance people is willing to pay. So we had to pay that. And then the insurance company came out a week later, and approved for us to get a rental car. So then Mike had to find a rental car because there was none. And then when the rental car was up, the insurance company still didn't send the money. And so it was like, well, we don't want to waste money on a rental car when we're trying to get a down payment on a car. You know what my husband told me? He said, babe, let's just go to let's just borrow the money from our savings, because we have savings, put it down on the truck, and then once you get the money back from the insurance, then you put it back. And that's what we did. We didn't have to go in our retirement money. We had the money in savings. So you need to have savings. You also need men, if you're trying to save to get a house, a wife, or something, you need to have some money to show. You need to have some savings. You need to have a little bit of insurance, something you can fall back on. Talking about your savings is in your 401k. It tells us, that's our truck. Brand new. It tells us that you're financially illiterate and you don't know what you're talking about. So when the does to talk about my savings is in his 401k, poor Merla, she already knew what that was. Gill spent all episode 9 episode browbeating Merla, talking down to her about her finances. Even in the midst talking about budget, she gonna talk about her eyelashes, how much them eyelashes cost. The Negro can't even afford it. The Dusty can't even afford it. Gonna try to check her on her eyelashes. This is him professing. What is he professing? The reason why y'all mad at me and mad at Merla is because y'all marry these men who verbally abuse you, psychologically abuse you, do all this stuff to you, and you think it's cute, talking about it's just the that ain't joking around. It's verbal abuse. How many of y'all know that? But y'all, you know why y'all excuse it? Is because he's decent looking, he's tall, and he's chocolate, and so you overlook it. You overlook all these little things he's saying and doing, and then you get married, and I give you 3 months, and then you start crying. 3 months. And you know what? Y'all end up becoming the naked wife. Because after all that emotions come down off of you, you gonna see him for who he really is. But it's too late. It's too late because you don't sign the paper. And now you're gonna have to do all the work to get out of it. Or some women stay in it for their kids. Because you want your babies to be in a 2-parent household. Well, those are the things you should have thought about before you marry him. Or have babies for the bum. Gill is the worst of them because he can't profess, right? He spent all episodes so far talking down to her, verbal abusing her. It must be nice. You spending too much money. My money's in Colombia. I can't touch. What kind of freaking savings is that you can't touch? What kind of savings? He can't profess. These are the things he's saying about her. So he can't profess. He can't provide the little stinky apartment he living in with a white fridge, white stove. Huh? In the hotel room that they rented for them. What did he say? This is too much for me. Huh? The 2-bedroom suite that we stay in when we go in the hotel, the Dusty is saying that's too much for him. So if a hotel they rented for you, they're giving it to you for free, is too much for you. What you think he gonna put you in? And I'm glad Merla said, I'm not living where he lived. I cannot live there. So he can't profess. He can't provide. He talking about, I know what I make. I could provide for me and my wife. The low maintenance wife, you cannot Merla. And he can't protect. Can't profess, cannot protect, cannot provide. He's the worst of them because he can't do none of the three. He can't do none of them. But y'all Dustishas and Pick-Mishas will marry him and then cry. Because you're going on your emotions and you're not looking at the facts in front of you. Stop being emotional. Be analytical. Think it through. Profess, provide, protect. If the man you are dating is not able to do all three easily, don't marry him, because you will end up becoming the naked wife. And God knows, honey, we don't need any more naked wives. No more. We don't need any more. You need to date according to what you want, know what you want, and date accordingly. You know which of the three husbands I talk about, do you know which one has the most potential to become a very, very good husband? Zach. Out of the Dusty so far, Josita and Zach, the one that has the potential. Now, you know what I say about potential over here. The one that has the potential to become a good husband is Zach. But he's not ready. This is why I tell y'all young girls, if Zach is 27, you 23, 20, you're not ready, babe. You're not ready to be no husband. He's not ready to be no husband. I guarantee you, if you judge, where's my judging shirt? Must be in the wash. If you judge these men on these 3 P's, provide, protect, profess, a lot of the men y'all marry, y'all will never marry him. Never. Because I got married when I was 35, and out of all my time of dating, there were only 3 men that could do the 3 for me. And the 3 last I met, Mr. Rugged, Mr. Kryptonite, and my husband. And Mr. Rugged, Mr. Kryptonite, their faith were not solid. So I was like, oh no, so. So most of the men you meet will not be up to par. It's going to be 1 or 2 of them. But y'all are so emotional. Y'all will marry the Dusty. And then cry. And you know why you marry him? Oh, he's tall, he's good looking. And instead of you paying attention to all this stuff he's been saying all season to Merla, you'll overlook it and talk about, oh, he's so sweet, he's so nice. No, he's just there's no difference between all his verbal abuse and Jose throwing Rachel out. He uses his words to abuse, and so does Jose, but Jose is get out of my house. She didn't come home, but he locking the door. What kind of husband is that? That ain't no husband. And I hope to God, Rachel, run to the hills. You know, I know the girls are staying as long as they can, so they don't have to pay the fine. And if they say yes on decision day, they get a little extra money. But Merla, Rachel, run to the hills from whence cometh your help, because your help cometh from the Lord. Zach needs to run from Michaela too. All right, I love you. I'm gonna go. Be sure today is September 26th. If you didn't show me love yet, check them out on Amazon. Okay. Okay. Yes, Michael.
Where's the bone?
Did you bring it in the house? Say hi, aunties.
No.
Say hi.
Hi. Let me get outside.
Did you bring the broom inside?
No.
All right, I love you. I'm going to go. This is 3 videos for today. I did one for Study the Bible. I did the Ready to Love cast, and now Married at First Sight. Boom, 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 boom. I'm on it today, but that's it for today. I'm gone. Goodbye. Love you. See you later. Let me know what you think. Mwah. Be sure to subscribe. Mwah. Share this out if you can. Leave reviews for me on Amazon. Love you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.